All right. I just had to start this because I want to know who out there believes there's anything a little suspicious about the timing behind the release of Trump with these UFO slash alien files, uh, semi disclosure day, however you want to describe it. To me, this feels like Wag the Dog meets Disclosure Day. One of those movies came out a long time ago. Another one by Spielberg, Disclosure Day, is coming out this summer, and apparently we're getting a sneak preview of the real life version of it. So I just saw Peter Ducey on Fox holding up the hard drive he was given uh, from Trump's administration, containing all the amazing video footage, which was mostly footage we've already seen. There was one exception of a UFO he showed in Iraq, which, let me think about this. Why would there be UFOs in Iraq? Now remember, UFO only means unidentified flying object. Some people equate that with an alien vehicle. All it technically means is there's something in the air that has not been identified for various reasons. Just because it's not identified doesn't mean it has anything to do with aliens. And when you go back to compare footage from Area 51, places like that in America where these sightings are most frequent and most popular, boy, wouldn't you know, there's certain aircraft that looks basically exactly like everything in that footage, going all the way back to Cold War, start of the Cold War with what were called the U-2 plane. They were surveillance aircraft. Then there was also the Blackbird. I believe it's SR-17. I might be getting that one wrong, but that was the long black one that had the two large engines in the back, went supersonic, and there's been a couple of variations of those. Essentially, anything that was part of Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works department, so experimental aircraft typically used for surveillance, was being tested out in Nevada and the Southwest, where the federal government owns the vast majority of the land in some of those states. So, look, I am all about keeping an open mind to the universe. The universe is fascinating. It's vast. It's expansive. At the same time, there's this administration that's so eager to call itself the most transparent in history. They say that despite only putting things out that are either already known or documents that come out and then redact essentially the only vital information that we need from it. So, look, it's better than past administrations on the surface. It's better than past administrations keeping some of this footage concealed. But what's really the purpose here? I mean, there's nothing to show us anything we don't already know. We're not gaining anything from this. All we're doing is getting people on Fox News, MSNBC. I'm sure all the broadcast networks will be covering it, vloggers, UFO fanatics. So they're focusing on everything but the economy, Iran, and other things like that. And look, I'm not a Democrat, okay? I'm just pointing out what seems glaringly obvious to me, and that is this seems like an ultimate tool of distraction at a time when the president happens to have the absolute lowest approval among independents. It doesn't matter what poll you look at. And even if you said that poll was off by a good amount, he's still underwater. So I'm going to hang out here for a little bit. This is a very small channel. I don't have a ton of followers, but I'm going to leave this chat open for a couple minutes. If you all want to chime in, I'm curious to hear what any of you all think. This has the potential, in my mind, to be an example of a president who pushed his luck too far with certain tactics. And in the past, during Trump's first term, he would do things like this, and he's done it in this term as well, where he called it flooding the zone. And for short-term strategy, I have to give credit where it's due in the sense that some politicians don't have the marketing awareness, for lack of a better phrase, to know how to keep an audience appeased with interesting content like Trump does. And he's a brilliant self-promoter, and part of being a self-promoter is giving an audience interesting things to talk and discuss about. But ultimately, it doesn't really lead into anything anything substantial or anything to point to as an important feat. It's just information, and that information, which is often controversial, always tends to come out at a time when the dominant news cycle prior to that is news that is harming his reputation. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think. You can leave your comments below. I'm going to hang out here for just a little bit longer to see if anyone wants to chime in. Distraction or legit? What do you think? We've seen similar stunts like this in the past, but I can't think of one where aliens and the potential of alien life form being put out in hard drives and given to media members was done that way. You know, we've had the official Senate hearings, but nothing like this. So I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes. Looks like everybody else is probably on the bigger channels right now. I just wanted to get on here and share my mind on this. But if you're watching this later, just go ahead and put your thoughts in the comment section. All right. All right, guys. See you later.